We're going to build up the live and try to show people how to fix diabetes. Diabetes is on the rise and it's killing a lot of people. And we got to try to fix that stuff, you know. Okay. Okay, welcome to the live tonight, and we're going to make it as quick as possible because, you know, it's kind of late. We started kind of late today. But I wanted to build up that live, and I want you to share the live because solution, crazy with diabetes. And Grenada have lots of diabetics too, so we have to try to educate people on how to take care of the pancreas. And by taking care of the pancreas or the digestive system, you'll be able to repair diabetes. I don't get it. You can prevent it. Now there's type 1 and type 2 diabetes. One is called juvenile onset diabetes, which affects children, but sometimes when your doctor puts you on a drug, if your A1C is high and the drug is not working, like a drug called metformin, he will take you off the drug thinking that you're not producing insulin. And then he will take you off metformin and put you on insulin. Now there is fast-acting insulin and there is slow-acting insulin. So the fast-acting insulin, the doctor is telling you, you can eat any kind of foods and you sugar insulin and the sugar just drops fast. They call it fast insulin, fast-acting insulin. I think it's Humalog and Lantus, I believe. Yeah? But in the process of doing that, you are damaging your pancreas. Yeah? And because pancreatic cancer is on the rise in lots of diabetics who seem to come down with pancreatitis, now we know for a fact that we should not be getting diabetes. Yeah? In Grenada, people are losing their limbs to diabetes. They're cutting off their toes, their ankles. They're getting blind, suffering from cataracts, from glaucoma. Diabetics get cataracts faster than the average person. Diabetics get retinitis pigmentosa faster than the average person. Diabetics get diabetic retinopathy faster than the regular person. Diabetics get heart troubles faster than the average person. And diabetics also lose their kidney to diabetes long term. So, I'm going to teach you how you can remove sugar from the urine. Because the more sugar you have in your urine, is the more susceptible it comes from you damaging your kidney. And also protein, ketones. Yeah? Now, I'm going to show you, if you do have diabetes, how you can reprogram or retrain your pancreas to work for you. Because as I said before, that the pancreas is the most active gland in the digestive system. Yeah? Now, there is a few things that the doctor will tell you. You either have diabetic retinopathy, you either get diabetic neuropathy, or you can get insulin resistance, which we're going to talk about tonight, and you can get insulin deficiency, where you're not producing insulin, or you can get insulin sensitivity. There are 3 different types of that cause you to get diabetes. Also, you have to look at your liver, because your liver maintains your glucose levels. 1. Number 2, you have to look at the upper and the lower part of the digestive system, because the pancreas works there also. Yeah? So we're going to teach you how you can repair your diabetes naturally. Come off them drugs, because they're teaching you all nothing. Yes, sir. Come on, Bubble. Come over here. Let's check my daughter. Okay, now, type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. The objective for a diabetic is to gain back your digestive fire. The second goal for diabetics is to retrain the pancreas. The third goal for diabetics is preventing damage to the nerves and the organ system by keeping your sugar levels in a normal range. That's the goal that a person who have diabetes or who is borderline. If you're borderline, these should be your goal. To gain back digestive fire, to retrain your pancreas to function for you, and also to prevent damage to your nerves and your organs. That is your goal as a diabetic. Yeah? Come over here. Come on the next second page down. What can cause diabetes? Environmental toxins. Viruses can damage the pancreas and could cause a child to get diabetes. The immune system, we call it an autoimmune disease. So the immune system can take your pancreas as a foreign invader and destroy the endocrine part of that particular gland, causing the child to come down with juvenile onset diabetes. Or because the parent introduced foods into the child's diet when the child molar was not manifesting, the parents also can put their children at risk of coming down with type 1 diabetes. Juvenile onset diabetes, according to how early you introduce food to your child. Especially when the child is 6 to 12 months of age. You have to be very careful in what you put into your child's system around that age, because the child molar is not manifesting, and because at 18 months to 2 years of age, your child molar is not manifesting, you can feed your child some form of natural sugars. But when you introduce sugars into your baby's diet at an early age, you are setting up your child to get juvenile onset diabetes long term. So those are the causes. Now we're going to talk about insulin resistance. We're going to talk about insulin sensitivity. And we're going to talk about insulin deficiency. Now, let's go to the first one. The first one is called insulin sensitivity. Now, my daughter can eat 2 slices of bread and her sugar level will stay normal. And I, Patrick, can eat the same 2 slices of bread and my sugar level could jump up to 250 milligrams per deciliter. You see? So you have to know, before you can fix diabetes, what it is. Either you have insulin sensitivity, or you have insulin deficiency, or you have insulin resistance. So with insulin sensitivity, one person can eat 2 slices of bread, the next person eat the same 2 slices of bread, and the sugar jump to 300, 400 milligrams per deciliter. While the other person's sugar stays 70 to 80 to 140 milligrams per deciliter. Secondly, insulin resistance. Why they call it insulin resistance? Because something is causing you, the individual, to resist insulin that is produced in the endocrine part of the pancreas. Yeah? Follow? So, we know for a fact that lots of people who is overweight can suffer from insulin resistance. Yeah? So, you are producing insulin in the endocrine part of the pancreas, and you are producing enzymes in the exocrine part of the pancreas. But if you have or suffering from insulin resistance, you are producing the insulin, but when the insulin gets to open the door to the receptors, it can't get in because something is resisting the insulin from opening the key, putting the key to the keyhole to open that door. So that your sugar can get into the receptors and you have to burn the sugar as fuel because sugar goes up and out. So, if you have a fatty liver, or if you have high cholesterol, what we call oxidative cholesterol, so-called LDL, so-called bad cholesterol, if they're high, and if your liver is not producing enough bile salts to turn your fat into droplets, that same fat that your liver is supposed to break down into droplets set up itself into your receptors and block the receptor. So when the insulin come in from the endocrine part of the pancreas and try to get in to the keyhole, he can't go in because fat is blocking the receptors. So you get insulin resistance. And because your doctor, your endocrinologist, do not know better, he put you on more insulin, not knowing that you are producing insulin, but the receptors is resisting the insulin from getting into the receptors. Because each hormone have a receptor. Yeah? Now, once he put you on more insulin, and now you are suffering from insulin resistance, he, the doctor, or she, the doctor, put you at risk now of getting hardening of your arteries because too much insulin can harden the arteries, causing you to get more troubles in your heart. But if you are overweight and you are suffering from insulin resistance, once you lose the weight or you drop your cholesterol level and the receptors is open for insulin to get in, you fix diabetes if you have insulin resistance. Yeah? If you are insulin deficiency, meaning that you are not producing insulin from the endocrine part of the pancreas, we can put you on a program to see if the endocrine part of the pancreas is working. Because string bean juice has natural insulin. And when you are trying to fix the endocrine part of the pancreas, you have to go to the pituitary gland in your brain, in the anterior part of the gland, that helps to help the endocrine part of your pancreas to produce insulin. But he, the doctor, do not have no time to spend with you to teach you these things. Yeah? So, I'm going to put you on a program. And you're going to know and you're going to experiment with your pancreas to see if your pancreas is producing insulin or if the pancreas is producing enzymes. So, if you go to bed at night and you check your sugar levels, and your sugar level says 250 milligram per deciliter, and you get up in the morning and your sugar level says 400 to 500 milligram per deciliter, we know for a fact that your pancreas is not working in the endocrine part of the gland. If you go to bed at night, before you go to bed at night, and you check your insulin level, and it says 250 milligram per deciliter, and you get up in the morning and it says 70 milligram per deciliter, we know for a fact that your pancreas is working. And that's how I'm going to teach you to fix it tonight. Hey, Bobo, come over here. So the first herb we're going to talk about tonight is Jimmy Sylvestre. Yeah? And that herb treats, we call it sugar destroyer. But this herb is contraindicated for people who are type 1 diabetes. So if you have a child who have juvenile onset diabetes, this herb is contraindicated for juvenile onset diabetes. But you can use this herb if you have insulin sensitivity or if you have insulin resistance. It treats sugar in the urine. So once you cannot remove sugar from the body and the sugar enters the urine, it starts damaging your kidney. And long term, they start staging you for kidney disease. And because your liver also maintains your glucose level, and because your adrenal glands work with your liver to release red sugar back into the bloodstream, you have to work on these areas in order to remove excessive amount of urine from the system. And that's what Jimmy Sylvester does. It treats sugar in the urine, but it also drops your sugar level. We call it sugar destroyer. Jimmy Sylvester also lower blood sugar levels. It increases insulin sensitivity. It increases insulin sensitivity. So it helps to normalize the function of the gland. And it helps you to repair diabetes. And it also lower your hemoglobin A1C. So when your doctor take a needle and push it in your arm to check your sugar levels, it's called a hemoglobin A1C, and you are over 6.0, he will tell you that you are borderline diabetes, or if you pass 7.0, which is 140 milligram per deciliter, he will tell you that you are a diabetic. But his numbers goes from, come on, yes, A1C goes from 4.5 to 5.7. So he's telling you that you're supposed to be at around this range in the morning time. Yeah? So if you are 6.0, that's 130 milligram per deciliter. Now you are borderline diabetes now. If you are 7.40 or 7.0, he tells you that you are not a diabetic because now you are 140 milligram per deciliter. Once you pass 8 in the morning, 8.5, you are now 165 milligram per deciliter. So he put you on a drug. Some of them put you on a drug even though you're 6.0, you're borderline. Whereby he should say to you, okay, you're borderline, Patrick. Now I want you to stay from sugars, eat lots of vegetables, and retrain your pancreas, but he put you on a drug. So once you are borderline, you're not supposed to go on a drug at all, period. You're supposed to go in and remove the culprits that is causing your sugar levels to rise. Follow me. We're going to come back to that. Next one is called Golden Seal. Golden Seal is an all-around herb. It's very important for not only diabetes, but it's important for lots of things. Here's what Golden Seal does. Golden Seal is antibacterial, antiviral. It works on the mucous membranes. It lowers your blood sugar levels. It's good for bacterial vaginosis in women. It removes mucus from the mucous membranes to fix viruses. Because you can never fix a virus if you have mucus, excessive amount of mucus in the mucous membranes. So it fixes that too. It works on strep throat. It's good for sinusitis. It's good for postnasal drips. It's good for sore gums. It's good for pyorrhea. It's good to wash your eyes if you have glaucoma and cataracts. It's called an astringent plant. It's an all-around plant. So we use it for diabetes. And if you have bacterial vaginosis of the woman, you can take the some of this herb, and just rinse it in the vagina. It kills the bacteria in the vagina. It's good for BV, bacterial vaginosis. But it removes mucus from the mucous membranes. It's good for strep throat and sinusitis, postnasal drip sore throats, and pyrene in the gums. Work with echinacea for the immune system. It's an all-around herb. Next one is called astragalus. Astragalus builds a depleted immune system, like when you have cancer, because cancer is an immune disease. So the immune system becomes depleted. When you have HIV, you have lupus, where you have an overactive immune system. This herb acts as what we call an amphoteric. It normalizes the immune system with licorice and ashwagandha and linden flower and all these other herbs that help to normalize the function of the immune system. It builds a depleted immune system. When you have cancer, it builds it back up. Yeah? Astragalus balances back the immune system. It lowers your blood sugar levels. It protects your heart from the Coxa B virus. If mixed with danqui and another herb called danshen, any virus in the heart muscle, it kills the virus. It also works on congestive heart failure. Mix it with lily of the valley and hawthorn leaf and flower. And if you have congestive heart failure and you put some broom in there to move the excessive amount of water out, you repair your congestive heart failure. So you are in herbal medicine school tonight. Astragalus also deals with chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome or immune deficiency. This herb is a wonderful plant. And if you mix them together like this over here, even more wonderful. And you put some echinacea with those, more wonderful. So we have them in a formula called immune support. We have put golden seal, astragalus, echinacea. They're the bosses of all bosses. Come here, so popo. Blessed thistle. You have blessed thistle and you have milk thistle. Yeah? This herb is very important for when a woman or a man have insulin resistance and they have trouble with absorbing fats properly. So when you have insulin resistance, you have fat blocking the receptors, we put blessed thistle in the mixture. Why? Because it deals with poor fat absorption, it stimulates digestion, and because the pancreas is part of the digestive system, you must stimulate your digestive system. Yeah? It increases stomach, liver, and intestinal activity. And it's also good for GER, gastrointestinal reflux disorder. These herbs, there are herbs that you can use to fix your all troubles, but people have no discipline. They like to eat too much. Over here, next one over here. It's called gentian. Now, gentian is a digestive bitter, but we give gentian to people who have cancer and taking chemotherapy and they can't eat. They lose their appetite. But gentian also reduces blood sugar levels. It lowers your low density lipoprotein, which they call the so-called bad cholesterol, which is not a cholesterol, but is a protein that carries cholesterol to the arteries. Gentian lowers that. It lowers VLDL, very low density lipoprotein, if they're oxidative now. Gentian also stimulates digestion. If you lose your appetite because you're taking chemotherapy, and the chemo is killing your appetite, this herb stimulates digestion, absorption, and elimination. Yeah? But it's good for diabetes. And you mix them all together, and you retrain your pancreas back again by looking at what you're eating on a regular basis. Next one, Bobo. This one is called magnolia. This herb is very important to improve digestion. So when you have diabetes or when you have pancreatic cancer or you have pancreatitis, We chuck this herb in there because pancreatitis is also an inflammation of the pancreas. Something is causing inflammation. So this herb called magnolia improve digestion. It lower your cancer risk of the pancreas, preventing you from getting pancreatic cancer. Look at right here. I have all of them because I want to keep my people healthy. It decreases inflammation. It removes oxidative cholesterol. It's good for stress. It's good for menopause. It's good for anxiety. It's good for sleeping. It's not only good to lower your diabetes or improve digestion. It lowers your cancer risk, especially pancreatic cancer, which is on the rise in our people in the black community. Yeah? Look at right here. Called magnolia. Next one. Come down. Next one is called cinnamon. And what a lot of companies are doing now, they are taking cinnamon and put it into these capsules for you all now, when you all have it in abundance in the Caribbean countries. So companies now, pharmaceutical companies, are taking this herb, which is both antiviral and antibacterial. They have it in toothpaste also. Why? Because it have both antiviral and antibacterial activity. So all them big ass companies now, they're taking this herb and they're making it into a powder and sell it to you for diabetes, when you can use it naturally for your diabetes. This herb called cinnamon improves papaya circulation. It decreases insulin resistance. So if you have insulin resistance and you're overweight, you must use cinnamon bark. You must, because it decreases insulin resistance. It also helps the beta cells to normalize your insulin properly. I'm going to say it again. It also normalizes the beta cells, helping the beta cells to normalize your insulin levels. It is also good for reducing blood sugar. It is good for gum disease. It is also important for intestinal cyst viruses, diarrhea, and digestive upset. If you have diarrhea from a virus or bacteria, and you're taking cinnamon with some rice, you eat that, your diarrhea disappears. This is a wonderful herb, and everybody should have it in their house. And that's what we call Grenada, the Isle of Spice, because we produce all the spices in the world. Sweet Grenada. Next one, called Tansy. Tansy. Once you want to repair diabetes, you must improve digestion. Once you want to repair diabetes, you must work on your gallbladder. And because there are nerves in your stomach, and you're getting a butterfly, and you want to prevent diabetic retinopathy or diabetic neuropathy, trouble in the nerves, you must use Tansy. You must use Skullcap. You must use chamomile. You must use lady slipper. Because once you have diabetic neuropathy, you start damaging the nerves are damaged already because too much sugar in the bloodstream. But these herbs, Tansy, although they improve digestion and got better congestion with wild yam, if there is diabetic neuropathy, we mix Tansy and we put in Skullcap and lady slipper and some of the nervines to repair the nerves when you have diabetic neuropathy. And then we use what? Marby. Or we use another herb called Zebapik. See this herb right here? Called Zebapik? You just touch it and it's too bitter. Found in Grenada. Zebapik, we call it over here. It gets rid of viruses. It gets rid of funguses. It gets rid of parasites. And it drops the sugar levels. Zebapik. But it's real bitter. In abundance. And Marby. Because they are bitters. Now, if you are a man and you have sperm, and you drink these bitters on a regular basis, you have to be very careful as a man, because these bitters can make you have a low sperm count. So if you have diabetes and you are a man, we ask you to try to repair your diabetes in 1 month, because after a month or longer, you can drop your sperm count, because that's what bitters does. Negatively, they drop your sperm count as a man if you are taking these herbs for a long period of time. Don't forget. Almost done. This is the juice you have to make yourself when you have diabetes. So I want you to go to my website, Patrick Downs, HolisticHealing.com. I want you to download my diabetic program for $1. Only $1. And I want you to follow that program, because everything here is mentioned. And in 1 month, you're going to see, if you don't have a sugar level of over 500, in 1 month, you're supposed to fix your diabetes. Repair it. String beans, lettuce, watercress, parsley, cucumbers, cilantro. So if there is heavy metal in the system, environmental toxins in the pancreas, you put in some cilantro and some wheatgrass, and these two green guys will alkaline the blood, but also remove any heavy metal that is in your system in the pancreas. Environmental toxins, we call them. Yeah? Cilantro, don't forget cilantro and wheatgrass. But this is the juice you should drink for 30 days. String beans, lettuce, watercress, parsley, cucumbers, cilantro. Yeah? And you're going to stay away from bread, because white bread have a glycemic index of 70, which is high, but the whole wheat is 69, which is still high. So you're going to stay away from the wheat and stay away from the bread for 1 month. If you have diabetes, you're going to stay away from sugars for 1 month. Not even fruits you can eat, because you now are trying to retrain your pancreas. If you're on my program to fix your diabetes, fix your pancreas, you have to refrain from refined carbohydrates. Macaroni and cheese, no, no. Macaroni, no, no. Potatoes, no, no. Pasta, no, no. You can't use them, because now you are retraining the pancreas and you're getting rid of excessive amount of mucus from the mucous membranes. Yeah? Plus, you are now going and you are now changing your pH from 5.0 in the pancreas, which is acidic, to back to 8.3. Yeah? 8.0. 8.3. That's where you're going to push it back. Now, when you push back your secretion of the pancreas to this number over here, your pancreas will never ever burn up the enzyme function. Can't burn it up. Because if you keep your levels, your pH at 5.0 in the pancreas, you are going to burn up the enzyme function in the pancreas. Is going to work, but it's going to have to work extra hard, because you are putting the pancreas at risk, putting him in an acid terrain. And once he is in an acid terrain, he burns up the enzyme function faster, giving you diabetes if you are suffering from what we call genetics. Yeah? So, with the diabetic program, it teaches you how to combine the foods together so that everything becomes alkaline. And then because the pancreas produces alkaline enzymes, you start to what? Push back the secretion of your pancreas over here to 8.0, 8.3. And then the endocrine and the exocrine part of the pancreas start to work now, because now you're not burning up the enzyme function. And that's the reason why you're not fixing diabetes, because you're still eating fish and potatoes together. You're still eating rice and chicken together. You're still eating all the starches and the protein together, which are both acid foods. And because they are acid foods together, proteins are acid, fats are acid, starches are acids and all the acid. And because they're all acid, they change the secretion of your pancreas to 5.0, burning up the enzyme function of the pancreas. And then long term, you get diabetes because your woman and your wife been feeding you wrong. They've been killing us unconsciously. I love you all women, but you're all killing us sometimes because you know better. Follow me now. GTF chromium is called glucose tolerance factor. You're going to take 800 micrograms per day. Must do that. Yeah? Alpha lipoic acid. You're going to take 1,000 milligrams per day. Don't forget that now. Pre, para, and post enzyme. You're going to take 4 per day to get 40 billion of the enzyme. Don't forget that now. This is something that introduced a lot of diabetics, the type 1, and the little youth is 12 years old. He's doing pretty good too. Yeah, with this here. Yeah, glucosil. Yeah, it improves that. It'll make you lose weight too. Make you lose all the fats in your receptors. Yeah, glucosil. Find that. Important. When you have diabetes, you must use magnesium because magnesium prevents nerve damage and muscle damage. It is what we call a nerve and muscle relaxer. Even important for the heart too. I take this every day. I don't want trouble with my heart. And if you have diabetic neuropathy, it fixes your neuropathy with the B complex and some nervines, herbs, and you fix your neuropathy. Now, I like this one over here. And the reason why I like this one over here, because with this one over here, you don't have to buy chromium. See? You don't have to buy it because it have chromium in there. It also have berberine from golden seal. It also have the organic polymedium, and it have all the others that you need. So I like this one over here also because you have to go and spend lots of money to buy the other stuff. So this one here, advanced blood sugar support with chromium, everything in there could fix your troubles. And you want to program and you fix your diabetes. And then, your omega-3 blood sugar. Yeah? Remove all them old dirty fats from your system. And you can fix diabetes. I want you, and there are lots of, you can use bitter melon, you can use fenugreek, all these herbs are good for diabetes. So it's not only these herbs that are good, but bitter melon, some of them are very bitter. And I said before, if you're a man and you want to fix your sperm, you can use this herbs for a long period of time. Yeah? Number 2, if you are a man and you have diabetes, it's a possibility you're going to have impotence. No man can do that. If you do that, you're a liar. Don't lie to yourself, bro. If you are a diabetic as a man and you have high sugar levels and you're suffering from insulin deficiency, or if you have diabetic neuropathy, your penis dead like Lazarus. D-E-A-D-D-D-D-D-D. Dead. And Christ come and he can't erase you. Because you realize you're messing up anyway. Christ come and say, yo, I told you, Patrick been telling you all the time to fix your diabetes. Man, have me listen to Patrick Dobbs? Yes, sir, but I've been eating the same old foods. And you want to come to me to rise you now? I rose Lazarus, but I can't rise you no more. Because men who is suffering from diabetes either have erectile dysfunction or they have impotence because they get diabetic neuropathy. Yeah? But we come and we try our best to repair the nerves, repair the eyes, protect the kidney, because the body is one entity. So not because you have diabetes means you're going to work on the pancreas only. You have to work on all the organ system because they are all one entity. You follow me? And you have to learn to combine the foods and stay away from the sugars that you love so much. And automatically, every morning you start checking, you start off at 200 milligrams per deciliter, and you start going down. Now, before you leave, do not try to drop your sugar levels too fast. So if you have a sugar level of 300 milligrams per deciliter, and you start a program, make sure you don't make it drop to the single digits fast, like 70 milligrams per deciliter, because you're going to get jittery, because you have been living with this number for so long. So make sure that you drop it gradually. So from 300, you go down to 250 milligrams per deciliter. From 250, you go down to 200 milligrams per deciliter. From 200, you go down to 150 milligrams per deciliter. So you don't get jittery. Yeah? But you're not going back to 300 no more. And that's how you're going to know if your pancreas is responding to what you are doing, because you're not going back up to this high number. You're coming down. And you're coming down. And every morning you get up and you check, you're supposed to be 70 to 100 milligrams per deciliter. And when you eat your lunch, it's supposed to go to 150 milligrams per deciliter and come back down. Don't let your sugar levels go to 200 after eating. Too high. Huh? Secondly, do not eat at night. Why, Patrick does? Because between the hours of 8 p.m. and 1 a.m. in the morning, all the endocrine glands is regenerating, including the pancreas. He's going to sleep from 6 o'clock in the evening. Your pancreas is now tapering down to go and regenerate for you. You're not supposed to feed him sugars at night. Follow me now. Yeah? In the morning, at 7 a.m., don't use no sugars either, because the pancreas is not rising. He don't want no sugars. Follow me now. He needs proteins, not sugars. By 10 a.m. in the morning, your pancreas is now active now, and he's ready to accept your natural sugars. So between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., your pancreas is working for you. He's doing all what he's supposed to do for you. After 6 p.m., he's tapering down now. He's going to sleep. He's going to regenerate. He don't want no sugars. He don't want to refine carbohydrates. He don't want them. Because now you're going to burn him up. And that is what your doctors don't teach you, man. And I want to thank Dr. Sebastian Peters. He died a couple of days ago. The neurologist, I think he was one of the best doctors in Grenada. So we want to send our sympathy to Dr. Sebastian Peters. I met him alive. He died a couple of days ago. So we want to give him, give his family a lot of support, okay? Wonderful. But remember, no eating at night on my program, and no sugars early in the morning. And don't remember again, now, mango is 55 glycemic index. An apple is 44 glycemic index. Peas and beans are 28 glycemic index. So those are the foods you have to eat to retrain your pancreas. Yeah? And you have to use your fruits and between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And also, you do not want to eat fruits after a certain time. So in the summertime, you're almost done. In the summertime, fruits supposed to be 20% of the diet. In the fall, fruits supposed to be 5% of your diet. In the winter, fruits supposed to be only 3% of the diet. Because you can burn them up in the winter time. In the summertime, you can run around the park and burn them up. But in the winter, in the fall, the temperature is cool, and fruits are cooling foods. So they make your body become too cold. And when the body becomes too cold, you start to retain sugars. Because fruits are what we call the tertiary foods. So there should only be 20% of the diet in the summer, 5% in the fall, and 3% in the winter. And if you follow my program, don't forget Patrick Dubs, HolisticHealing.com. Go to that website and download that program for $1, diabetic program. And you follow that. And you get all the stuff from Ambrosia, 718-469-0985. You follow that program, and you're going to go back to the doctor. You will have a sugar level of 70 milligrams, but it's at least in the morning. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. All right, my number is Grenada is 1473-420-0856 or 1473-41623. 416-2310 or 471-1473-420-0856. And New York is 631-530-2329. And we'll be in New York soon. I'm going to tell you when, because everybody's watching what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to move. I'll move like a secret agent right now. Nobody knows where I'm coming. I'm disappearing. It's quite so you come like a thief in the night. When I reach in New York, nobody else, I'm appearing in New York. Because them scammers know when I'm moving and when I stay. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, baby. I love you.
Love you too.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love my daughter. Thank you, Popo, okay? All right, good thanks and praise. Don't forget to go to the website, PatrickDubsHolisticHealing.com, and download the diabetic program for $1. And get all them herbs, mix them together and follow that program, and you can fix your diabetes. Blessed love. Give thanks.